Hello, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness advocate, and today's topic is CBD oil or essential oils more effective? And so I'll have to begin with that this could be something more personal and it could be based on someone's individual experience. With me, I have to first put into consideration that I have a lot more years of experience with essential oils. So my experience goes back 20 years ago when I was working in the beauty industry. I was concocting all kind of delicious sugar scrubs and different products using essential oils. And then about 5 years ago, I got involved with a multi-level marketing company that's a popular brand of essential oils, very well known. And I started using their oils and making my own blends. And it was really fun to take independent oils and to concoct all kind of neat remedies for aches and pains and for sleep and for joy and for focus. And I had a lot of people who were interested back then, and people loved ordering products and having me make them all kind of cool remedies for them. But what I noticed is that when I started taking the CBD over 2 years ago, I started having a new experience, and I started thinking about which one would be more effective. Would it be the essential oils or would it be the CBD? Keep in mind also that when I started my CBD journey over 2 years ago, it was because my mother was diagnosed with stage 3 brain cancer, and you can only imagine that a family who is dealing with brain cancer, it becomes desperate. I mean, we just get desperate where we're seeking holistic methods to help heal, to help restore, and just even to help reduce the nausea from chemotherapy and so forth. And it was a very interesting beginning to the CBD journey, which led from one product to the next product to the next product, and I really gained insight. So the first insight is this: every CBD brand is created different. Every essential oil brand is created different. So there's no two that are identical or exactly alike because their formulas are unique. And we have to understand too that when some people say they want to know, my own experience, I get so many people who say, "Hey Dana, I know that you've been using essential oils for years and years, and now you are using CBD. So which one do you think is better?" And that's a great question. Truly, hands down, I could say that CBD oil, hands down, is more effective for me. So I am a huge believer in CBD oil, even though I am a believer and a lover of essential oils. And I use them daily. I mean, I start my day with both CBD and essential oils. It is just a lifestyle, a very holistic approach for wellness. And it is something that I believe has wonderful therapeutic properties to it. It's plant-based, it's non-GMO, and I am getting a lot out of it. But when you do the comparison, I think from person to person, it could be different because each of us may have a unique experience and we respond differently. You know, even when it comes to CBD, we metabolize CBD differently. So no two people have the exact response because we all have our own health conditions, we all have our own body, our own system, and we have different concerns. And so what one oil may work for one person great doesn't necessarily mean it works identical or the same for another person. So we always have to keep these kind of things into consideration. Another thing we have to understand too, when we start talking about, well, which one's better? Is it essential oils? Is it one particular essential oil that's better than CBD? Or is there one brand of CBD that's just fabulous? I have to say that there are a lot of CBD brands out there that are high quality. They're very superior. There's so many. And, you know, the competition is pretty fierce. And we have to understand that by the year 2020, it is stated by Forbes magazine that the CBD industry will have a 700% growth. Just that in itself, people, says everything. Because think about it. The CBD industry by the year 2020 is going to have a 700% growth. That is remarkable, and that does speak volumes, in which I could say, in my opinion and just my estimation for the future, CBD is where it's at. Now, it doesn't mean there's not a time and a place for essential oils, because there is, because they're medicinal. There's so much wonderful properties. It's therapeutic, they're pure, and they're helping so many people today, physically and emotionally and cognitively. But when we start doing the comparison, I think right now in the whole nation, the market is ripe. Right now's the time to jump on board CBD. Right now's the time to start your CBD. And if you wanted to look into a business venture where you could be earning residual income, I believe CBD is where it's at. Okay, so now we're going to flip this. Let's talk a little about essential oils. There's one particular company that's super popular. They have a very large platform. I mean, I'm talking they have thousands upon thousands of distributors because they've been around a very long time. But we have to understand that people who have the power of influence and a large platform, they could use their education and their training for good or for bad. And it's been brought to my attention that there's one particular essential oil company and network marketing that has been bashing CBD and giving false claims. And while I'm not going to be at liberty to share the name of this company for legalities and confidentiality, I can say that I'm very disappointed in them because I was actually using their oils. Now, of course, I use a lot of oils. So in all fairness, I don't just use one brand. I have been a lover of essential oils for 20 some years. You can mark mark my word that, yeah, I have a lot of different brands that I keep in my home. I do experiment with a wide variety. And why? I'll tell you why. Because we're always looking for a very pure brand. And just because there's one company that says, hey, we're the purest, that doesn't mean they're really the only company. There's so many different essential oils out there. And I think it is something worthwhile to investigate a wide range so you could see what works for you. But the one thing that is distressing me that I want to bring up and kind of set the record straight today is that it's really distressing when a company that has the power of influence is saying inaccurate information and teaching incorrectly on CBD. So the one thing that they were teaching on, and I've seen it all over the internet, it's all over YouTube. I've watched one video after another, and I just sit back and I'm like, whoa, I can't believe they're saying this. But they're trained and told that CBD's not that great, that CBD is just pretty bland, pretty vague. You're not going to get much of an experience. It's so subtle. It's so minor and minute. And that this one particular essential oil they have that is very similar to CBD, they're claiming that it is superior, that it's the better of the two. And so what I am reading and learning and then viewing, of course, on YouTube, is information that is false. So the one thing that I've read, and this is countless times from these folks and this company, they're saying that all CBD contains THC. Well, let's set the record straight. No, that's not true. There's a wide variety of wonderful CBD companies that don't contain any THC. And then let's keep in mind there are a large variety of companies that do contain THC. But some companies, such as the one right here that I'm using and I'm adoring, I'm getting wonderful results, CTFO, Changing the Future Outcome, they only have a very minor amount of THC. It's 0.03% THC. You won't get high, people, but you will get healthy. And so we have to understand too that many companies will have a wide variety of formulas, not just one formula, not just two. Some have 3 different formulas, and it's It's because there's so many people who want something different. You know, there might be groups of people who don't want THC. In that case, look for isolate. Look for the isolate CBD. What isolate means is there is no THC. There was great work involved to remove all traces of THC. Just in case you do have any kind of drug testing, you don't have to worry about anything. So there's also brands that have, as I said earlier, a very low amount of THC. There will be no euphoria. Next is we need to do our independent homework. So if we want to know, are essential oils more superior than CBD? Or is CBD going to give me better results? Is CBD going to be more effective than essential oils or this one particular essential oil, which I'm not saying the name because it will then immediately let you know who I'm talking about, which for legalities, I've got to keep it under wraps. Do your own research. You might be able to put 2 and 2 together. Nevertheless, the point is that each person will respond differently, and we have to get our education straight. We have to do our own independent research. We must be our own CEO of our body and mind, and the more reading we do, the more we try various essential oils and various brands of CBD, the more experience we have. And so I look at this journey with 20 years with essential oils, and I could say it's been very positive. But in all reality, it hasn't done everything for me. And that's why there was a missing link. Okay, the missing link led me to CBD. And so in the CBD journey, through the past 2 years, I can honestly say it has rocked my world. I mean, when you have a CBD that immediately gives you results, that takes away your migraine, that diminishes your nausea, that reduces your fibromyalgia pain, your back pain, your herniated discs, and your stomach ache, and your horrible insomnia, when you have something that works incredibly well for you, then that's what you need to focus on. And so while I love essential oils and I use them daily, there is a time and a place for them. I definitely, hands down, pick CBD as the most effective. Now, you can share with me what you think. You know, what is your experience? Do you believe that CBD is rocking your world? Do you believe that there's an essential oil that's doing it for you? Maybe you are with that particular brand of essential oils and they have misrepresented what CBD is and you're in the dark. Well, I'm going to just call it out now that you need to do your research independently. Don't just rely on any one company. You know, I don't rely just on CTFO to tell me about CBD. No, I've spent 2 years doing my homework. I've watched one documentary after another documentary after another documentary, one show after another show, and trust me, there's plenty of them. Check out Sacred Plants. Awesome. I give Sacred Plants 2 thumbs up. Wonderful documentary about medical marijuana, about cannabis, about hemp, about CBD, and about therapeutic methods to enhance your body, mind, and your cognitive function. If you'd like more information, you could go to danaarcuri.com. I'll leave you the link to the CTFO CBD, and like, subscribe, and share. Have an awesome day.